Yeah, can I get somebody to hold Isaiah 25 and 7?
I got Jeremiah 16
and Jeremiah 16 and 19. All right. And like I said, this was put together by Edomites. So this is, and so was this book was put together by Edomites. So what's that? Psalm 64 and 8, so that they will make their tongues fall upon themselves.
I was about to get
or
that.
68 and 4, I forget. But if you run that real quick as well, it says the etymology of the word Jew. In his classic Facts Are Facts. All right. So there's a book called Facts Are Facts. Jewish historian, researcher, and scholar Benjamin Friedman writes. So here's another Jew-ish person, an ish, just like you could go back to Arthur Koestler, another Jew-ish person, all right, who the Most High put the Spirit on them to reveal that they are not Israelites, that they are not the race of people who walked through the Red Sea.
That's right.
That they were not those people. All right, so I'm gonna read that again, so that so anyone listening, you can write the name down and do your own researches and check your own facts.
Right.
But the etymology of the word Jew is said in his classic Facts Are Facts. That's what the man is saying. So the hell with your religion, what you think, what you believe, facts are facts.
Right.
Jewish historian, researcher, and scholar Benjamin Friedman writes, Jesus is referred as a so-called Jew for the first time in the New Testament in the 18th century. Jesus is first referred to as a so-called Jew in the revised 18th century edition in the English language of the 14th century first translation of the New Testament into English. The history, the origin of the word Jew in the English language leaves no doubt that the 18th century Jew is the 18th century contracted and corrupted English word for the 4th century Latin Judaeus. Excuse Salakia. Right, because that's a Y sound, right? Because it's an I. So I'll read that again. That the word, the Jew is an 18th century contracted and corrupted English word for the 4th century Latin Judaeus, found in St. Jerome's Vulgate edition. Of that, there is no longer doubt. So he's saying that that's a fact.
That's a precept.
Go ahead, brother.
Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So their tongue is falling upon themselves. This Jewish person, first of all, we always go into the fact of what the word ish, I-S-H, at the end of a word means. We go and we ask people, say, if I say to someone, are you devilish? Does that mean you're the devil or acting like the devil? And they always say acting like the devil. I say, if you a girl and you're acting boy-ish, do you mean you're a boy or acting like a boy? And they'll be like acting like a boy. Ish only means like. Just like L-Y at the end of a word means like. So that doesn't mean that if someone's calling themselves Jewish, as this book is called, the pictorial, what is it called again? The pictorial...
pictorial history of the Jewish people. It's actually an encyclopedia.
Right.
Like of their history. That's what it is. So it's a pictorial history of the Jewish people.
Right.
Which they just... is actually kind of funny.
You got a precept. Where, brother?
Okay, yeah, because brother said earlier, facts are facts. So this is on 2nd Ezra 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome,
That's right.
and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Man.
I mean, you can just almost stop.
Shalom. But I'll be letting these all off the hook because we're going to really go into and break it down because
Right, we're gonna embarrass you. We're gonna expose you. We're gonna give our brothers and or whatever people may be watching. We're gonna give them the instruments and the edification so that they can do battle with you and show you that you're a bullshit liar. That you're just full of you just full of shit. Esau. All right, shit bags. Can somebody get that Jeremiah 16 and 19?
I got it right.
That's a perfect precept for what the brother just read over there.
Jeremiah 16 and 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress, my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit.
Right, because there's no profit for little Finkelstein and little Levin and Levine to be running around, saying that they're the people of the Lord when they're not. And shame on you damn piece of shit rabbis for teaching those people that, for lying to those people. And you got these people sitting up having conversations, talking about, I was on a boat ride once, listening to these Jewish people talk, and I just wanted to just go back there and just smack the shit out of everybody.
That's right.
And they were talking about how they didn't approve of their daughter's boyfriend because he wasn't Jewish.
Right.
He's not Jewish anyway. You know how they talk all nasally and shit.
Right.
And it was just pissing me off, man. It's like, first of all, you're not a Jew, and that's a made-up word anyway. The next one is Isaiah 25:7.
Yeah, precepts.
Go ahead, brother.
Deuteronomy 33:29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, thou shield of thy help. Who is the sword of thy excellency? Thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee.
Ooh.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
These scriptures is coming out hot, Esau. Go ahead, brother.
And thou shalt tread upon their high places.
This is Psalms 144:7. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. So, I'll skip down to verse 11. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of the strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. He keeps reiterating that these peoples, they speak nothing but lies. They're
Right.
false, you know what I'm saying? And they're being exposed right now. Another one too, but
Isaiah.
Oh, yeah.
he'll let him get in,
Okay.
you go, and we'll
Okay, bro.
keep bringing them out, bro.
Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering, cast over all people.
And that's what we're doing. That lie
That's beautiful scripture.
that you have, that the Jews are so-called white race.
And the veil that is spread over all nations.
Right, and then making other people believe that. But the funny thing is that when you talk to foreigners, especially the people of Arabic, Ishmaelite, and African descent, they're very aware that they know that the Israelites, and you know what?
That's right.
A lot of you damn devils do too.
That's right.
All right, but it's only here in America where people prominently think that these white people really are the Jews.
That's right.
But these foreigners, because I talk to these cab drivers all the time, man, and once they're kind of standoffish. But once you start talking about the white man and they see that you're against them, and if they see you against Christianity, and you start talking about those Jews, they open up and tell you everything.
Right.
Yep.
And then I start talking about Gamal Abdul Nasser, what he said, and all of a sudden Ishmael just opened up.
Yeah.
Yes, they must pay. Yes, brother. They become my friend by the time the ride is over.
That's right.
You
That's why so's my Israelite boss,
know?
As soon as I start cutting up, talk about the Jewish people, he's like, yeah, them Zionists, this and this and this and that, and he starts snapping. But see, he fuck up because he'll say, and they're in our land and all this other stuff. And he came into work the other day saying, hey man, the UN, we got the Palestinian state for the first time. UN recognized, because the UN has said that they recognize Palestine as a state, which is some bullshit because they are both assholes are fighting over our land, right? And this is a cut that goes along right with everything that's going on. Deuteronomy 33:28. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone.
Cool.
Is Israel alone right now?
No.
Who's over there in that land?
And then you got two people over there, neither one of them belong there.
So who are they? The so-called Israelis.
You got Israelis over there who are Edomites,
And who else?
mostly of Khazarian
Khazarians,
descent.
back right.
And you got Ishmaelites.
Ishmaelites calling themselves Palestinians, right?
Exactly.
But what the word Palestine goes back to Philistines, and the Philistines were ancient Hamites.
Africans. Matter of fact, they show you that in this pictorial history.
Exactly.
And then when you listen to their lies, because you got to remember, unless Africans were Caucasians, Israel came up in Africa. So we're gonna go into that too. But let me get back into this. This is This is, it says, and I'm jumping down to paragraph 3. In the 18th century, with revisions of the word Jew, which we now know as Judaeus, in Latin, 4th century Latin. All right. The revisions with the word Jew appeared the first time in any English translation. The word Jew, as it was in the 18th century editions, has since continued in its use. All the editions of the New Testament in English. The King James authorized translation of the New Testament into English was begun in 1604, and the first published in 1611. The word Jew did not appear in it either. The word Jew appeared in both these well-known editions in the 18th century revised versions of the first times. Countless copies of the revived 18th century editions of the King James translation and the New Testament into English were distributed to the clergy and lately throughout the English-speaking world. They did not know the history of the origin of the English word Jew, nor did they care. They accepted the English word Jew as only as the accepted form of the Latin Judaeus and the Greek idios. So idios was referring to the Jew, and Judaeus was referring to a Judean, or to someone from the tribe of Yahweh, which is the way it will be said properly.
Right.
How could they be expected to have known otherwise? The answer is that they could not, and they did not, and it was the New English word, and which is new speak. All right.
And it's like, and these motherfucking so-called Jews know this. They in their Yiddish say Yehudi. They say all these other words to say that they're the Jews. But when you ask them the name of Hashem, they'll say it's just the name, which means Ha, and Sham, the name. But then when you talk to them, individually, they'll say it's Yahweh. Well, if God's name means is Yahweh, as they say Yahweh, and then Judah, Yehudi, means God's praise or God's thanks, then it should be Yahwehda or Yahweh or something.
Right.
It should be
Exactly.
It should be different.
There's some confusion there. And then like the brother Nazariah always asks, because it's a very known fact. It's a very well-known fact that the letter J was not in English, Hebrew, or in the English or the Hebrew. Okay? And I don't even know if it was in Greek, if it was actually a J in it. But it says
no J's in Greek.
But the J was introduced to the English language in 1634.
That's right.
So what I would like to see you do, one of these fake Jewish people, is write the letter E, V, or J in Hebrew.
That's right. Because
you're pronouncing words with that sound. It's proving that you're speaking Yiddish, what you're going to tell yourself when we get into this book.
That's right.
All right. Let me see. The present pronunciation of the word Jew in the modern English is developed of recent times. In the English language today, the letter J in Jew is pronounced like the letter J in the English justice, jolly and jump. This is the case only since the 18th century. Prior to the 18th century, the J in Jew was pronounced exactly like the Y. They're telling you that was actually prior to the 16th century. But, because there's a lot of meat in here, but there's some bones too. You got to know what to pick out and what to throw out,
That's right.
So, like when he was reading some of the stuff he said about the King James, some of it was true, some of it wasn't. But it says, this is the case only since the 18th century. Prior to the 18th century, the J in Jew was pronounced exactly like Y in the English yes, youth, and yak. Until the 18th century, and perhaps later than the 18th century, the word Jew in the English was pronounced like English you or hue. And the word use are like use or hues. So they're making it clear to you that there was no letter J, so that cuts out Jesus and Jehovah too. Christian.
Cuts it right out. I got a quick precept.
Go ahead,
It
brother.
says in Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of times.
And the time is almost up. It's
That's
almost
right.
it's here.
But we're reading this scripture out, talking about how they'd like to change the laws from the scriptures and so forth. But we also bring it out to talk about how they'd like to change the laws of nature. And not only the laws of nature,
The
but they
laws
like to
of language.
That's my point. They changed the laws of language. We were the Hebrew people. I can't go over to China and redefine the Chinese language and say, no, you're going to speak it this way. And neither am I going to go over there and speak and be an authority in their language when I'm not Chinese. All right? So how the hell are they going to come and take over our language after we've been brought over here in slavery, corrupt the shit, and then we're coming back into it like the clown yesterday and say, I know Hebrew, and he's all speaking Yiddish. You know what I'm saying? So they changed the laws of language. They changed, just like they changed the genetically modified organisms of nature, and had they put cloud seeding, they changed the words too. They changed everything.
So, like, if I may add, not only did they change the language, they changed the image. And if they're doing all these changing, then the doctrine, which is supposed to be given, has been changed too.
That's right.
Right, brother.
Precept.
Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 28:16. Surely your turning of things
right.
upside
Yeah,
down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
That's right.
For shall the work of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
Huh?
But the point is that they turn everything upside down, man. The languages, all right. The names of the people and everything, man.
That's Psalms 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. He didn't say some of the foundations. He said all the foundations of the earth is out of course. If the course was meant to go this way, and we're going this way or that way, that means he said all of them. One of those all is the language, and our identity, and our culture, and everything else that goes along with it. Go ahead, Al.
Okay, it says, I'm in page 3, verse, the third paragraph. If generally accepted understanding today of the English Jew and Judean conveyed the identical implications, inferences, and innuendos, Salakia, as both rightly should, it would make no difference which of the two words was used when referring to Jesus in the New Testament or elsewhere. But the implication inference of innuendos today conveyed by these two words are as different as black is from white. The word Jew today is never regarded as a synonym for Judean, nor is Judean regarded as a synonym for Jew. That's a brutal cut. And this is coming from a white Christian. All right? And that was the Bible Destruction Group, which operated in the 1800s.
Right, 1776 to 1825 to knowledge.
All right? When the word Jew was first introduced into the English language in the 18th century, its one and only implication, inference, and innuendo was Judean. However, during the 18th, 19th, 20th centuries, a well-organized and well-financed international pressure group created a so-called secondary meaning for the word Jew. Among the English-speaking people of the world, this so-called secondary meaning for the word Jew bears no relation whatsoever to the 18th century original connotation of the word Jew. It is a misrepresentation. All right? Facts are facts by Benjamin H. Friedman, page 15 through 21. The meaning of the word Jew in our Bibles is not the same colloquial idiom. I looked that word up because I didn't know what it means. It said used in conversation and colloquial. All right, used in conversation, acceptable in ordinary conversation, idiom, online dictionary etymology, 1580s form of speech, peculiar to a people or place. All right. That was the meaning of those two words, because I had never seen that word before. All right. So in the Bible, the word Jew means a resident of the land of Judea, regardless of their tribe, race, or religion. Just as the Australian Englishman may in fact be a Chinese Negro or Eskimo, or perhaps a member of the tribe of Judah, a Judite, according to the Greek lexicon Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. All right. It says the Jew Greek word was idios. All right. As a country, a Judean is belonging to Yehuda or Judah in the Hebrew, the language of the Old Testament of Judea. All right. I'm not going with this. In the sense of the culture. Oh, and it's talking about Hellenism here. The idiom or expression to the Greek sees Hellenism in a sense, culture and ideas of ancient Greece. Well, they kind of and they were kind of going off with that because we all know that the Hellenists were Greek-speaking Jews.
Right.
So that's why I got James 1:1 and 1 Peter 1:2. If somebody could read those real quick.
Why are they getting that? Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. That was that was a calculated effort by the wicked, the white man demons, these Jewish bastards, to corrupt and change and add these changes. That was a prescription.
And the other white people that was with them, that was a part of that Bible destruction.
Exactly. That was a prescription. That was prescribed. Why? To what? Verse 2. This is the purpose of why they said, you know what, let's put Jew in there. Let's go put this in there. Because proper nouns do not change. So I tried to tell the dumb bastard yesterday, proper nouns don't change. If you go over to China, they're going to say Ching Chong Wang Ching and call you by your name, your whatever name it is. If it was an English name, if it was a French name, if it was a Mexican name, whatever name it was, that's your name going to be wherever you go across the planet.
Right. You're
going to take a passport, and whatever country you go to, care what language you're speaking, they're going to say, Mr. Smith, Barack Obama. They're not going to, proper names don't change. So to sit there and change a proper name of a country, tribe, of people, and then let alone take one tribe of 12
and say
it says everybody.
Family. It's the whole family.
That's it.
You stupid motherfuckers. Y'all dumb. And the Most High gonna fuck y'all motherfuckers up for ratcheting our name, man. But that's in the scriptures, how he was going to take our name, take our heritage, take our culture. Sons of fucking bitches. It says verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the judgment, take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Well, real briefly, let's see who the scriptures define as the fatherless. This is Lamentations. This is the book of Lamentations, the 5th chapter, and verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance, our land, is turned to strangers. Our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. So let's talk about the Hebrew Israelites. We are the ones. So you fucking so-called Jewish bastards, y'all getting exposed, man.
I have some.
Go ahead, brother.
It's on Psalm 79:1. O God, the heathen are come unto thy inheritance. Thy holy temple has been defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps.
That's right.
You know.